So as a small creator, how do you get ready for a brand deal? And then how do you negotiate a brand deal? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. What's going on? Welcome back to this week's video, and we are back in the podcast studio. I used it last week for a video and I kind of liked the way that it came out, so let us know in the comments if you prefer this set to the old set, and we might make a permanent transition to this room. In this week's video, I want to talk about first how you get ready for a brand deal and get your channel ready and get your personal brand all aligned so that you are ready to sort of take on sponsorship. And then I want to talk about actually how you negotiate a brand deal. I'm not going to tell you the specifics of what you should be charging because that sort of varies from channel to channel. You know, beauty channels charge absolute fortunes. That's where they make a lot of money. And then you've got like money specific channels, they earn like crazy ad revenue. Their audience has got a different value from a marketing perspective. But I will touch on how I have negotiated brand deals and my thought process behind it. If you are new here, my name's Gudgeon. I'm a filmmaker, content creator from the north of England. I run a video production company. Consider subscribing, follow me on social media. I'm always active on Instagram stories. Without further ado, let's get straight into this video. So what is brand? Well, I'll take this definition off Google. A brand is an identifying symbol, mark, logo, name, word, and or sentence that companies use to distinguish their product from others. This is where a brand is really important for a YouTube channel. And initially, as a small creator, you need to sort of niche down and sort of pick a lane and stick to it, just so that your audience, which is what sponsors and people are wanting to get access to, know exactly what they're turning up for when they arrive on your channels. So if we take my channel as an example, I stay in my lane of filmmaking, tutorials, and vlogs. If one week I start rocking up and doing makeup tutorials, yeah, you're probably all going to unsub because I won't be very good at it. But that's not what you signed up for. You're here for the filmmaking, a bit of business stuff, a bit of behind the scenes vlogs on set. That's what you guys signed up for. And that's what I've intended to do across all my social media channels. So my brand identity is in the filmmaking niche. If you look at the consistency across my social media channels, I've got the same profile picture, I've got the same bio, the same header. I use a specific font, I use specific colors, the thumbnails have consistency, and that is all part of the Gudgeon brand, which is on this YouTube channel and across all my social channels. Again, the brand extends further than YouTube. So if we take where my social channels lie, I've got a Facebook page with, I think it's got like 1.6 or 1.7 thousand followers. I've got an Instagram account with nearly 4,000 followers. YouTube, we know we're getting close to 3,000. And one that people often overlook in this niche is LinkedIn. So my LinkedIn account's got nearly 2,000 followers, and my content very much stands out on a professional platform because it's content like this that people just don't normally see on there. So that's where my brand lies across all social media channels. And finally, on getting ready for brand sponsorship, my brand is very friendly. So there's no swearing, there's no offensive language, offensive comments. There's nothing that's going to deter a company from working with me out there on social media because I ensure that all the content and all of my work is very PG. So that's something you need to consider if you want to become a brand friendly channel and then be in a position to take on sponsorship. So you've got all them key things in place. You've got a solid strategy for your YouTube channel. You've been uploading for a long time. You've got that brand identity going. You've got your social media channels all on point. They're all consistent and aligned. The next thing is going to happen is a brand might reach out to you. You'd be surprised how quick this comes around. So my first brand deal that I signed, I had around 800 subscribers, which is a super small amount. But I believe that came because I had so many other followers and reach across other channels, such as LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. That consistency across all channels, I think, is what led to the first company approaching me for a brand deal, which for them has been a pretty cool investment because now we're still in that deal and we're at almost 3,000 subscribers. When you look at brand deals, you've got to remember that it's just business. So when brands approach you, it's for a marketing reason. They want to pay to get access to your audience because your audience has value. That's why businesses pay for ads on YouTube videos. That's why businesses pay for ads on television, radio. This is just marketing. That's just the way that the world works. And when you work in the private sector like we do with video production, you understand the value of marketing. You can then understand what you should be charging somewhat for your services. When a brand approaches you, it's all about mutual respect. They're not doing you a favor, you're not doing them a favor. It's very much a business transaction. but it's one that's built on relationships. Most of my success in business through building really solid, secure relationships with my clients. It's not about haggling over pounds and pence, it's building that relationship over time. So that being said, when a brand does approach you, you need to be careful because you could get some brands that might be slightly disingenuous. There is an Instagram account called Influencer Pay Gap, and they screenshot and send really bad deals out on their Instagram feed, and it tells you like some massive firms will be asking YouTube channels with 100,000 subscribers, will you do this brand deal for $30, for example? That's not a fair trade-off. That's just an influencer getting absolutely mugged off by a company. So you need to watch out for what deals are coming your way and make sure that it is a fair deal on both sides. Again, when you do sign a brand deal, you need to make sure that it does align with your channel and your values. You've spent a lot of time building up your brand and building up your value. So if one company comes in and they offer you a bit of money and you take it, and then it turns out to be a really bad product, your audience is going to lose trust in you. And you've got to think, is that worth destroying your channel for? A little bit of money up front for a really bad brand that doesn't actually align with your values. Don't take every brand deal that comes your way. Make sure that it's completely aligned with your brand, aligned with your audience, and don't try sell them shit, basically. I've had a bunch of offers for brand deals and I've turned most of them away. And the reason for that is what I just said before. I don't want to just put crap onto my audience. I want it to be something that's valuable to them. I've spoken with many other creators and they've had a very similar view when it comes to brand deals. I've even heard of one guy who's very much at the top of the tree, but he said doing a brand deal actually devalues your channel. It's actually bad for your brand. So you've got to be super selective with which brands you want to work with. When I come to calculating my worth for a brand deal, I look at physically how long it will take to create that product. So it's not just about presenting the video. You've got pre-production, shooting, post-production, deliverable to the client. They've got to sign it off. How much creative control do they want? Are they wanting to change your wording, change your narrative? If any of that starts to come into play, you need to consider that and say, is it worth it? So for me, I look at how much can I earn as a videographer, private sector. I'm going and making a video for a company. If I charge them, I don't know, £250 a day as an example, and it's going to take me 3 days to deliver that video. If that's the same for the brand deal, they say, Josh, we want this video. And I go, right, okay, well, it's going to take 3 days and I charge 250 quid a day. So the brand deal is going to cost 750. If they turn around and say, oh, we've only budgeted 300 quid, you need to know when to walk away.
Bye, have a great time.
That ain't a good deal for anybody. £300 to make a video on YouTube. No, it's not happening because it'll take too long and too much of your time. So you need to understand the value of your time and your skill set. And that's a key part of business in general, brand deals, all that sort of stuff is knowing when to walk away. But remember, if you've got into a position where a brand actually wants to work with you, you've got to a point where you've actually built a valuable, sustainable audience that people want to be a part of. So it's such an exciting time. So explore every opportunity, do what you can to make a bit of money, because that's a part of YouTube. Being able to make a little bit of revenue whilst making these fun videos for your audience, building that community. That's part of this gig. So enjoy it. If you've got any questions about what we've just spoke about, or if you want me to go into any more detail on a future video, drop a comment below and I'd love to explore this even further because I've got so many views and insights on business, marketing, working with bigger brands, working with football clubs. Like I understand the value of sort of larger organization marketing. It's funny to sort of take that, transition it down into like this smaller YouTube channel. So it's definitely something that I'd like to sort of run with, maybe in like a little mini series. So if that's something you're interested in, comment below. If you have enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a like because it really helps. And I'll be back next week with another video. Thanks for watching.